Last but not least in my packaging today is the turbo for Red Baron. It's one of the K24 turbos that came out of a S60R. As you can see, it has the upgraded billet wheel, 11 blade, extra high inlet wheel, compressor wheel on that, ready to turn and burn. It has improved bearing in it. It has a improved tricked out turbine wheel, help that thing spool up faster, more stable. Now a guy that put one of these in his V70R, him and his wife was so thrilled with the turbo rebuild that they bought another R. That's how excited they was about it. They said it felt like the car was rebirthed. So this turbo is going in Red Baron. Tony said that he thinks this thing will produce 400 horsepower or better because of the improvements, modifications on it. Now, there are some people out there saying that, hey, put you a 19T on your P80 car and have it tricked out. It can perform as well as a K24 or maybe even outperform a K24. Well, if you take a K24 or KKK Turbo, as I think they're technically named, that 19T shouldn't be able to touch it. That's what I got from Turbo Tony. Now, in the comments of this video, there's a video link that talks about this turbo and its upgrades a little more in depth. I do want to let you know that the last time I talked to Tony about this turbo, he kind of warned me and told me to let a couple of my viewers know that, of course, this is an old turbo. I think it was actually designed maybe by Borg and Warner, something like that, in the 80s. Now, this turbo is not only on the S and V70Rs, they got a version of this turbo on some of the S80s and other vehicles that are not even Volvo. Now, this particular one, because it's old technology, it's good technology, but it's old technology. The companies that made the improved parts on here, the compressor wheel or turbine wheel or bearings or something in this rebuilt, tricked out turbo, they've quit making those parts. And the supply is run extremely low. So Tony said, hey, get with your subscribers and let them know if they want one of these tricked out K24 turbos, they need to get in touch with him ASAP so that they can reserve the parts to rebuild it. You don't have to get the turbo right away. You don't have to get it rebuilt right away. But you contact Tony, let him know you're going to get one of these rebuilt. Probably send him a deposit so that he can get the parts needed to rebuild them. He may have a couple on hand, but there may be more than just a couple of people that want this turbo tricked out. Get with him, have him reserve those parts for you, put them on the shelf with your name on it. You don't have to get the thing done today. This turbo should be much better than new. I've even seen other tuners use this turbo and tricked it out in a little bit different fashion. At any rate, if they run out of parts, you're not going to be able to get one tricked out. So if you think you want one tricked out because you want a lot of good options for a lot of good power, contact Turbo Tony. His information's in the comments, his information on the screen. Tell him, hey, I want one of those turbos tricked out. What do I need to do? He'll get a deposit from you, order your parts to trick it out, and then when you're ready to have one tricked out, you could either have him build one that he has on hand. He'll ship it to you when you pay for it, and you send them back yours as a core, or you could remove yours, ship it to him, he'll rebuild it, get it back to you. However you guys want to do that, that's between you and him. But again, if you want a incredible performing turbo, this one will do it. This is a nice upgrade for P80 Volvos and some of the other Volvos that people are putting in RN engines and stuff like that. But again, with the proper mods, Tony thinks this thing can produce about 430 horsepower, and it's an easier turbo to upgrade than some of the other ones. Personally, I really can't imagine having an 850 with more than 400 horsepower. Man, 850s are incredible cars to drive daily. Having one with more than 400 horsepower is probably not going to be a daily. And I just want to let you guys know, I recently tuned Queen Bee and Panther. The turbo, the 18T that I put in Queen Bee, I had that turbo for 2 years before I sent it in for rebuild. I got it back from being rebuilt. It sat on the shelf another year before I installed it. So I bought the 18T, then I sent it to Turbo Tony to be rebuilt and tricked out. Now it's in Queen Bee. Had that turbo 3 years before I installed it. Same thing for Panther. I had a 19T brand new. I wanted to put a billet wheel on there, so I returned the turbo, had a billet wheel upgrade installed, got the turbo back. A year or so later, I installed it. I had that turbo probably 2.5 years before I installed it. So, you don't have to feel like you're pressured to do the upgrade mod right away. But if you're considering doing this upgrade on this turbo, dang, I'm scratching this table. You want to go ahead and contact Turbo Tony, send him a deposit so he can get the parts you need to upgrade one of these turbos if you want one of these K24 turbos. So get with him. You got the information. I'm sure you'll be thrilled. One guy that had a V70R, he enjoyed the upgraded turbo so much, he bought another V70R just to get that one upgraded. So there you have it. You've been told. Thanks for watching.